Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to Bonsai Life and Flow. Do you ever have a hard time sticking to a movement practice of any kind? Do you feel uninspired to move around, or you're just plain too busy and the time just never lets you make time for a movement practice? Well, today we are going to go through a few tips and tricks that hopefully will help you, that have helped me a lot along the years of my practice. And I've developed a daily practice that has stayed semi consistent, and I've allowed myself a lot of love and grace in between. So stay tuned. Tip number one is to make your practice a ritual, make it a ceremony. Make it something that you anticipate doing instead of you should be doing and you have to do and putting this kind of like meh kind of thing into it. So, first off, putting that awesome anticipation that you are lucky enough to have a daily practice. You are blessed enough to have this body to move around in, and you are going to set a time to do so. And when I say make a ritual or a ceremony out of it, I mean have a little routine that you usually do that sets up your practice for a really wonderful, magical time for yourself, for your mind, body, and spirit. So it doesn't just become, oh, I'm going to do a 30-minute workout and I have to work on my abs, my biceps, my blah, 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 okay? This is what I used to do for my own practice, was highly micromanage my practice to a certain degree and minutes and blah, 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 which is fine. If that is what inspires you, then go for it. But if that doesn't inspire you, then try something new. So when I say set up a ritual, I mean make a routine and make something that you look forward to. So a few things that I do to set myself up for my practice is I make tea. So I get the water boiling, and then I go into my room and I clear space. So if it happens to be a bit of a mess, I clear that space a little bit. I don't go into full on cleaning mode, but I just clear it. And then I will take the time to light incense and maybe light a candle. So for me, I really find lighting a candle to just somehow, it lights me up in a way that gives me a little bit more motivation. I don't know if it's that element of fire, but when I light a candle, then all of a sudden I go from like super tired and just not feeling it to like, oh, okay, I'm here, I'm ready, let's do this. And I make a pact with myself. If I go and I light a candle and light an incense and do the tea, and I'm still not feeling like moving, and I just need to lay down, or I just need to read a book, or I just need to like do something else, then I can do it. I'm not going to make myself. That's another thing. Like, I'm not going to force myself to do something that I don't feel like doing. However, 95% of the time when I go through the tea, the incense, the candle, and setting up the space in this beautiful way, I'll be like, maybe I'll just do a dance. Maybe I'll just put on like a song and see what happens. Again, not making myself do it, not saying I should do it, so I'm going to do it. Then I have the time that I'll just move and see what happens and not pressure myself to do anything. I don't do drills. I don't do certain stretches. I don't do strength and conditioning. I just move freely and see what happens. And then usually I tack on quite a bit more after that. It's rare, very rare, that I actually stop after that first dance, because most of the time that energy movement and that body movement gets me like, okay, let's go do this. I want to move some more. What am I feeling today? So just that little ritual or routine of doing my tea, my incense, And it can be anything for you. Find what you would like to do in your own ritual because it's going to be different for you. It might be journaling, it might be doing a little stretch, it might be drawing or doodling, whatever you feel like doing. But maybe make a list of a few things that you would like to include in this little ritual that can set you up for success. Tip number 2. Change things up a bit. Try new things. Do something that inspires you, or maybe something that tosses you outside of your comfort zone a little bit. Those are always fun. But trying to make the time to just do different movement, try new things along the way will keep you inspired, and you'll be less likely to get bored. So if you're one of those people that gets into things and then you're pretty into it and then you kind of wane and get bored over time and then you're just not inspired, so then you just don't want to do it. I've had this happen quite a bit, just saying. But you can kind of get over that by trying some new things and just being open to looking and feeling awkward, and being open to the process of just learning and growing through it. And this will also help you to look forward to your practice. So usually when I'm learning something new, and a lot of people that I know, when they're learning something new that's intriguing, that's exciting and it's fun, then they're more likely to go back and do it again. So think of it that way as well. Try those new things, do those fun things that you've been wanting to do with movement. And it can be anything. It can be rollerblading. It can be skiing. I don't know why that. Oh, I'm looking out at snow. Lots of snow. So it can be swimming. It can be surfing. Whatever you've been always wanting to do but haven't done. And as far as I do a lot of my stuff at home. So if you're a homebody, you could maybe go outside of your comfort zone and try a class live with other humans. Or if you're usually in a class, you could try something online that you've never tried before in a discipline that you've never tried before. So just think outside the box and have fun with it. Tip number 3. And I think this is probably one of the most important ones. Is to be gentle with yourself. So be kind and be gentle with yourself. And when you have to stop a practice for a little bit, just understand that life happens and you need to take breaks so you can come back feeling refreshed and restored and ready to come back to a practice. Before, I used to get kind of down on myself when I'd done long stretches of practices where I've been working out for 60 days straight, and then I'd fall off and stop doing it, and then I get super negative on my self-talk. And later on, I realized that I am way more successful in the long run when I just take that time for myself and come back. And I noticed a correlation with, I really like to compare it to the phases of the moon. Sometimes I'm really vibrant and I'm on top of my practice and I'm just feeling it. And then sometimes I'm not, and that's okay. So when I'm not, I do a lighter practice. I do things very gently. I do more restorative movements, and I do shorter practices. And I don't get down on myself for doing it. And if I don't do a practice, again, I don't get down on myself because I know I'll return to my practice again. That's another thing, is you can return. You can always return to your practice. It's there waiting for you anytime. So just love yourself and be gentle with yourself and have fun. And in conclusion, try to make your practice something that you take great pleasure and gratitude in. Because at the end of the day, we are showing how much we love and appreciate our bodies when we practice. We're taking time out of our busy schedules and all the things to come back into our bodies and take a moment to just be in gratitude and move within our bodies. So I hope you take this as some inspiration to just connect with your own daily practice. And if you haven't created one before, now's the best time. So thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't, please like and subscribe. Share this with anyone who you might think could get any benefit from it. And have a magical day. Bye.